Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders, thanks to Sportsbet. I'm Roy, I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Galvin.
Coach Goinator.
How are we feeling, boys?
We're all right.
We're all right.
You seem a bit flat, fellas.
Just technology is the issue.
Yeah, God,
Boys.
aren't we having a run and a half?
So, when was it? Thursday night.
Yes.
That's when
We
it
had our
started.
first live stream on AFL.com.au. That was pretty exciting.
We'd never make it.
And we nearly didn't.
And we nearly didn't.
We nearly
Yes,
didn't. It
correct.
was a story and a half, without boring you with all the details, about 20 minutes before we go on air at 6:15. Get the little walkie-talkie through. One dog, your stream is dead.
Yeah.
Well, no, we lost your stream, mate. And I had a look at the laptop and I'm going, it's black. No.
Yeah.
Is it just gone to sleep or something like that?
No.
No. Tried to turn it on and off again. That was Calvin's advice.
Hey.
No,
I
would
had
not
nothing
turn
better.
on.
Yes.
Has not turned on since.
No.
Gosh,
Dead.
on the back
Motherboard,
foot.
apparently.
It completely pooed its pants, didn't it?
So what we did was very quick goat thinking was got Calvin's laptop, which has its challenges on its own, Destroy. We quickly installed the software, got all the stream stuff set up, and we got to air, unbelievably.
I don't know how it happened.
So it worked, and people were able to watch it. So you can now do that on Thursday nights at afl.com.au and the AFL Live app, as well as a Facebook page, which has been the traditional thing.
Warnie's laptop is like Bruce in
Yes.
our world.
Oh, yeah.
It's just wrecked everything, and the flow-on effect.
And for the record, I don't use Tinder.
Right, so this is the thing. No one knows that, do they? Oh, you're the one that brought it up.
No.
So, Calvinator.
What was going
The
on there?
notifications there, and that's what I'm worried about now with even recording this podcast at the minute. on
Okay,
your
it's
laptop.
still
I feel
recording.
so out of the loop with this because
Yep.
I'm bloody on top of everything usually. Anyway, Calvin, notifications for Tinder. What was the other one? Bumble.
Oh, that's not...
Grinder. where are they coming from?
I don't know.
Do you remember his pirate jokes from Scary Mummy? I reckon.
Where else have you been
There is
searching
a
for
link
those?
between those.
Yeah, that would be it.
I tried to have you back, mate.
Thanks, Roy.
Didn't get any notification from the hub either, though, Cal. That
No,
was
good.
positive.
I'll block them.
Right. Anyway.
Right,
So
fantasy football.
hopefully you're listening to this.
Yes.
Because it meant that Calvin has made it work.
Oh, I'm in charge.
You are in charge. I need to get a new
I'm
laptop
fearful.
as soon as
Oh,
possible.
so am I. I don't want us to get to the end and Dog goes, it's not working. We have got to redo it.
All right, let's get into it. Round 15 it was. That just happened.
Yeah.
And has finished. And it's after the buys. And it's fair to say, I think, boys, we must have come out of the buys all right.
Okay, yeah, our teams must be okay because we all over the weekend thought our teams were pretty ho-hum, our scores,
Yeah.
but we all improved.
All moved up.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
So-
even Calvin moved up.
Yeah. And in the brackets this week, actually went up. What a surprise.
But you are right, Dog, because I know I finished on a real low throughout the buys and I was looking at my team thinking, is that any better?
Especially with a few sideways trades that we had
Definitely,
to do.
yeah. But it turns out a lot of people must have been in the same boat because our teams are quite strong.
Well, when we do look at it, there's a lot of when I say popular guys, a lot of good players that didn't have their best games on the weekend. And we had those guys as well in our teams.
Yes.
But we just must have missed a few. Like a Brayshaw, for
100%.
example, had an 80.
And
Mills went under
Yeah.
100. But then our captains went under 100.
Yeah.
Calvin.
Yeah, about that.
God, I tell you what, I feel sorry for you this week, though.
No.
Like, no one could hit a thing in that
So
past week.
you can't cop it, though,
Not-
for that.
not
Because I
last
don't
week,
reckon
yeah.
anyone nailed one. A couple of chirpy people have been out there saying, I went Cornelio.
Oh, well done. Well done. He was on the list.
Laird was probably the biggest
Yes.
flag for a tag
Yeah.
going around,
And
and
he had
he dominated.
Highest
Just
score for
high
the
score
year.
for the year, yeah.
129.
I've had his two highest scores in my team in the 2
Have
weeks.
you really
now.
won? Well
That
done.
is impressive. That's good trading.
Good coach.
That is good coaching.
That's dog.
Very well done.
All right, well, let's look at our scores. Roy, you were the top scorer this week.
What's that? Second time this year,
Here we
probably.
go,
I
yeah.
haven't
Up and
been
about.
going that well. But, so, 22.98.
Oh.
Of course that would happen.
That-
But when you're coming off of 1,500
Oh, yeah,
and you see that, I'm feeling pretty good about myself.
22.98 for you. I was 22 points below you, Destroyer, with 2276. Moved me up 300 spots, but you had a pretty decent ranking jump as well. So I'm inside the top 2,000 for the first time this year.
Oh, really?
Nice.
It's nice up there, isn't it?
Another vest. Another vest
Are
for
you
Paul.
surprised?
Okay. No.
What's
No,
that?
I'm
It's not that bad. What's that? 2 in 3 weeks.
Yeah, 2250 odd for me. Puts me outside the top 2,000. But, Roy, I'm going to get back in it this week.
This week?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm probably 2 weeks off, I
Yeah,
reckon.
that's okay. That's all right. Anyway, those were our scores. And as I said, pretty good overall, really, considering, because we did have a couple of guys that stunk it up a bit.
Let's start there then.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
Starting with
Okay.
our -3.
I want to go first. I've been itching to talk about this. My -3 this week is Bruce.
He didn't play, mate.
Yeah.
He's the gift
that the
that
point?
keeps on
He's
giving.
the gift, isn't he ever? Now listen, I held Bruce and
Yeah.
I played Jamo. Corey Jamison, is that his name? What's his name?
I don't know now.
Callum?
Callum. Oh, he doesn't
Jamison.
deserve.
I don't even know
I
his
think
name.
it might be Callum.
You know what he had? Think about this.
like-
Okay. My expectations.
Callum, that's right.
Callum.
There you go. Know your
Right.
product.
My expectations weren't very high.
No.
Okay. I was thinking 30, 40.
It was his 60 week, mate.
60 week, he's up against Draper. 7. Now, you tweeted this. He's a human.
Yeah.
This is a
allegedly.
human. So he's played football before.
yeah.
And at some point in his career, someone's gone, man, that big unit, he can play.
At the top level, maybe.
Let's get him in the AFL. So they sign him up. They put a bit of paper in front of him. He signed a contract to say, yes, I will play AFL.
Yeah.
And he scored 7.
And he got paid. He got paid.
He got
for it
paid
too.
for 7.
So let me just think about this for a second.
Okay.
I don't think out of all the humans
Yeah.
that have played an AFL game this year, I don't think there's one that comes close to being as bad as that was.
1 kick, 1 handball, 5 hit outs.
He was out there for 70 minutes.
1 free against.
I saw that. I
Or
cheered that.
7. Did you? You sicko. 7.
Well, he was tracking towards 10. I didn't want you to get double figures.
The other thing, Nick Nat's back this week.
I know.
Dropped. You can't hold your spot in the team after 7 points.
He shouldn't hold a spot in your team, Calvin.
No, he won't.
No.
Well, he'll need to.
Look, 7?
7. Anyway, I just don't understand. Like, I think I tweeted last
You
night.
can't give your -3 to a rookie.
If he
mate.
scored,
That's why Bruce got it.
if he'd scored 33, Roy, 33, I would have been
33.
out of the vest.
33.
Something like that.
Okay. Well, if I had a...
33! That's all I wanted. All right.
So,
Tom?
Bruce, hang on, sorry.
Yep.
In your ruck spot, you've got, 21 points in 2 weeks
Yep.
out of that ruck position.
Yep.
21 points.
I know. That's how I'm rolling this time
That's
of year.
what Brucey does
He
to you.
does.
He's... Well,
What
I'm
were
giving
we
my
thinking?
-3 to Bruce as well then.
Okay.
Because he injured English.
Yep.
And therefore, War Dog, Friday night goes,
Fair call.
what am I going to do? Hold English and play Hobbs.
Oh, I thought that was the right
Three
thing to do.
70s in a row, up against West Coast.
Played in the midfield last week.
Played in
didn't
the midfield, got the rising star,
Oh, crashes back down to earth.
goes to the forward line. He actually started all right too because he
Did he?
had 5 handballs in the first 10 minutes or so. Like,
Okay.
kick, don't handball. That's part of the Warn Dogs theme song.
Yep.
But he needs to
he?
know
At
that.
least he was
But
touching it
He
early.
had 29.
Wow.
So you're going to say there, I had 33 more points. Hobbsy should have had 50 more points, so I would have beaten you by a fair bit.
You can't give a -3 to a rookie.
Well, it's going to Bruce.
Okay, right.
My -3's going to Bruce.
Right, Roy.
Tell you what, my +3 should go to Bruce. The mayhem he caused me just made my team better. Anyway, my -3. Look, I think I've hit a month without getting
Yeah.
triple figures
Yep.
from a captain. So I'm torn here with who to give my -3 to. Lockie Neal in a good matchup with 79. That was bad, but at least it was only the V.
But that was the very first time this year that Melbourne used Harms as a tagger.
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't done it all year.
Why didn't you foresee that, Calvin?
Well, I see a lot of
Oh,
things.
It doesn't stop my disappointment.
No.
But then to go into McRae in the beast, the mother of all matchups,
Yep.
and have him playing most of the game starting at forward flank.
Yes.
There was a head tilt.
There was. Yep. You
massive
saw
head
it. How familiar was the head tilt, the sulk, and how hard is it for him to run when
Yep.
he's in that mode?
Yep.
We've talked about it earlier this year. There's running on top of the ground.
Yes.
And there's sinking about a foot every step.
Yep.
He was sinking. He was in quicksand. Oh, my God, what a sook. And Yeah, 97.
It's like he was swimming out there doing side stroke with
Yeah,
his head on the
wasn't
side,
it?
just trying to...
just survival
I think
stroke.
like one of his ears get heavier than the other and just sort of lock over to the side.
Wasn't it
the
bad?
The thing is though, maybe we should have gone Dunkley.
I know. At least it
So
wasn't a big
Calvinator.
difference.
Okay.
but I need that triple
Is this
figure.
the chance for us to talk about your captains?
Okay, go for it. What do you want to know?
Can you pick us a good one?
Oh,
How can you... Like, you're on... You're on a streak at the moment. It's not good.
I had a double shot at this.
Had a streaking.
Maybe that's your issue. Your double shots. The double shot.
How could one of those, Neil and McRae, not one of them turn up?
I know.
That's shocking.
Like a 101 or something.
Anyway,
Do you know what he said, Roy, before you got here? You should see
Sucked in him.
you should see McRae's numbers this week.
hey, I'm back on.
Are they good again?
Massive.
I was
It's his
considering...
favourite team. I think he said it's been his favourite team.
Are you ready?
I've heard this before.
Yeah.
McRae against Brisbane, 146, 113, 160, 151, and it goes on and on and on.
At least it's a VC. It's the first game.
It is.
I was going to ban myself from the Bulldogs this week.
Oh.
But now that's got me back on.
I know.
Yeah, I
And
can
we're going to
understand
be
why.
back here next
And
Monday
Dunks will
going.
kill it.
It's,
Hey,
No, I like it.
all right.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Who'd you stick it up?
well, we're all on the Luke Jackson train, aren't we?
well,
Hell yeah.
unanimous plus
Yes.
3 this week.
God, that
was-
would have been hard to watch as an avoider.
Yeah, but he was the most traded in play. He had bulk.
16,500 coaches.
A lot of people got on
He's sitting
board.
there at number 1 at the moment.
So
too.
16,500 coaches, that probably means 1 in every 3 people that listen to the podcast traded him in.
Yeah.
That's our hits. So 50,000 odd, isn't it? Anyway, so a lot of people got on board.
You like your numbers, Calvin.
A lot of
your
people.
captains over
That's
there. I
why.
reckon.
Is that what's going on?
Tweaking them a little bit
I
too
thought you were
much.
going to say it'd be
So
swipes.
we were trying to get people involved here with the Luke Jackson move.
Yes.
and
Jackson.
it came out with that 125.
It was much better than we predicted.
It was phenomenal.
yeah.
He's an 80 guy.
He had that at the
80
half. Anyway, my plus 3, I'm going to go with Jordan Dawson. As you said with your little
Yep.
laddie, I've only owned him for a couple of weeks, and he's pumped out some big
He's
scores.
just so good.
120 against, who were they up against? The Kangaroos. Give up heaps of tough. So, yeah, he had a good day. He had a good day, Roy.
Yeah, no, he certainly did.
Mine can go on that Friday night, despite the Bombers sucking so bad.
Oh, they suck.
God, that was hard to watch.
Yeah.
And
that-
especially Hobbsy
yeah.
sitting there
Oh,
with the 29.
even
It was
worse.
very hard. At least there was some nice stuff there with Zach Merritt finally giving us a score to be happy about.
he
his-
looked different.
He did. So no
Yeah.
Parrish there, no McGrath. That's why I thought Hobbs could be all right as well. Jeez.
That's
Hobbsy.
Zach's best score since round 1.
Yeah.
Can I just say something about Hobbs? Because you keep bringing him up.
Yeah.
What?
I've seen people saying future pig.
Oh, no.
about
Who says
Hobbsy.
that?
Yeah, people. I shut it. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
Goodness me.
Jeez.
29.
29 from a future pig.
Merritt did look a lot better, though. Like
Yeah.
leading towards the ball, calling for the ball. That's a good start.
Yep.
Wanting his hands on the ball.
Yeah.
All those sorts of things. It was nice to see. All right. Mine was, God, I've been bad at coaching this year
Yeah.
and bad captains, but instant reward has been
Yeah,
my thing.
it
So
has.
with LJ and his 125, next to him, Double H, Harry Himmelberg.
So you bought in the
I
bird.
bought in the
Unbelievable.
Berg for
And the Jackson.
117.
Wow.
And I was still only an average
So-
score, really, but thanks to those two.
Wow.
Wowee.
That's
now,
a great
I'm going to call you
return.
a little bit kissed with that.
Oh, here we go.
God, dog.
Jeez.
Come
Because
on.
you didn't
I'll never
have
get
the
kissed.
coin where you wanted to go. You were launching
Timmy.
into Timmy Taranto.
I was. Hopefully I tricked a few into that.
Oh, this is
demon.
typical destroy.
Why would you go Taranto when you could get Himmelberg so much cheaper? That's what I thought.
My God. My God.
He's the
good,
form
though.
player of the
He
competition.
is the form player of the competition.
There is still concerns about his role, and that's what everyone
Oh,
who
yeah, yeah.
decided not to get him that saw this. That's the way
so he
they've
spent
dealt
even
with
a
it.
little bit of time in the ruck. He
He
was
did.
giving away free kicks in the ruck as well.
Yeah, he was, and he doesn't get his
So,
hand on a hit out either.
He doesn't. He had one, I think. He did get
One,
one hit
yeah.
out for the day.
He got one in
but
the end, didn't
spent
he?
some time in there.
Yeah, and he goes forward when he rucks.
Yeah.
when he rests from the ruck.
But he's just playing with that much confidence as well. That
That
he's
is
not going to
correct.
be putting out 30s like he has done.
No. So I noticed, though, in that fourth quarter, like I know it goes hand in hand a little bit with his ruck duties, but they did swing him forward hoping for a goal.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
Like as an avenue to goal. Geez, that was
So
a good finish.
Juicy Bruce back
Yes.
this week. Wonder what that looks like.
100%.
I wonder if
It
he is
could-
back.
Oh, that's true too.
Yeah.
I think Spike wants him back.
Yeah.
It sounded like.
Yeah, okay, good.
So that's
On
all
his
good.
terms, probably.
Yeah, probably. But so with the Berg, I think they're looking too good with him not to start back.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's his role.
Yeah.
That it needs to be for now, anyway. And the thing is, you're in a position now, Roy.
Yes.
And I didn't want to do it this week because I thought, he's already made that coin.
Yeah.
He's got a break even of 41.
Yep.
I think it was 41.
So worst case scenario,
He's still,
it changes.
yeah, and you get to go and do that move to English, to whoever, and it's not costing you much either. That's the thing. It's just going to be a perfect move you've got when you want Max back.
Yeah,
it's going to be easy to go from Himmelberg to him if you wanted to do that. And you're only going to do that if it turns to disaster, if that role changes.
If he stays back there, he's as good as any player on my team.
The Berg had 30 touches, 11 marks.
That's
an
significant
elite line.
game, isn't it? Yeah. So it's there, and worst case scenario, I've got one good score out of him, and it's a stepping stone, as you said, Dog, if it turns to disaster.
And just on that, Taranto, 56.
Goodness me, Tim. So he'll be better for the run.
He will be.
I have no doubt he will end
now
the
we can
season.
wait a week or two for him now.
Yeah. So it sucks for people that jumped on. You have to hold, though, because he will eventually be in the top 6 forwards, but he's got a bit of work to do now to make up for it.
He does.
It's all about what you choose from here on. Now, had a quick look at the overall rankings, just to give a little bit of a heads up. This is about the time of the season
confident
that we do that. Yeah, no, I'm trying to, after getting inside the top 2,000, I must be a chance for that Toyota Hilux. But Matt, who's been up top for a long time now with his team, Mottram's Marvels. So they're sitting on top with 32,187 points. Only, 2,000, no, 1,300 points more than me.
Hey, you can get that, Dog.
8 weeks,
get that?
150 points a week.
With a
Very gettable.
element of luck and a unique captain every week.
Yeah.
And
Or one that gets 100.
Matt's sitting there in front at the moment, just ahead of James. So they're the only two coaches that have got over 32,000 points. So pretty big numbers. But probably the best part of AFL fantasy prizing is getting the top 100 hats. So the idea there now, 31,531 points is what you're aiming for at the moment. So work out how many points you are behind there. If you want a bit of top 100, that's 31,211. So anyone in that top 500 definitely well within a chance. Even top 1,000.
Too right.
Top 1,000's only 500 points off top 100.
wouldn't be given up because
that's 1 week.
Disaster can happen.
Right.
Captains can get one for someone.
They can.
That hurts.
I'm only 144 points off top 1,000. I'll
you'll
get inside the top 1,000.
You'll finish there.
I think we'll all bar Calvin will finish inside the top
I
1,000.
don't know if I can do it, but no, you will there, Doc.
Yeah. All right.
Good work.
Let's
you can
try
do that.
Be confident. Have it.
Here's the news of the week you need to know on the official AFL Fantasy podcast.
Not a bad thing that we're a little bit light on for news this week because we did cop that. However, I'm tipping by the time we upload this podcast, something will come through just like it did last week. So this time last week we uploaded and then we find out that English, who we just basically spent the whole podcast going, yep, that's what you do with your proofs or this is what you do with stuff like that.
And then I bump into you at passport training and you come running over. Did you hear what happened? Cal, did you hear what happened? I go, no, what? What?
Karma bus.
Bruce hurt English. And then we both erupted with laughter. Not the fact he got hurt, of course.
No, we weren't happy about that.
Now, Fantasy Gods gave you a 7 because of that. That is exactly why that happened. Now, if you've got a Tom Stewart, you will be looking for a trade. He's off to the tribunal. I'm not sure if that's tonight or tomorrow night, but he will get, what do you reckon, at least 3.
I've got him at 4.
I think 4. Maybe.
Whatever it is.
I
think
don't know.
Even more than 1 week is a trade just about.
Yeah, it is.
I'd hold for 1 week, maybe, if I had
Yeah.
Dacos on the bench, for example.
Yes, yeah.
Something like that could be there. But
I thought Chris Scott was going to demand an apology from Prestia in that press conference. Did you hear that? Goodness
I'm glad Tom Stewart feels bad about it.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
basically.
But, goodness.
Yeah. We'll find out about that. But basically, you're trading anyway. He is right up there with the most traded out players at the moment. He's a machine.
He is. He's a gun. And
even to score as well as he did after that happened.
It just shows he's an amazing player and professional. Like, because he was hurt emotionally from that. And he dominated that last quarter as well. So he's a gun. He probably would have finished the season in the rolling 22.
Yep.
Like, you just got to look at his ceiling from a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Crikey.
Now, Prestia out with concussion. Ed Richards is also concussed, so they said that in the presser after obviously being subbed out as well. But also talked about English, that it sounds like he probably won't play this week. They'll give him that second week. It is the first game of the round, so we will know that news fairly quickly. They're flying up to the Gabba. No, I don't think he's going to be playing.
No. So did you hold, Dog?
I held.
Did you?
So,
yeah.
You know,
if
he had
doesn't-
Hobbsy as cover. You're right.
Yeah.
Do it again this week.
Thing is, though,
Go on.
I'm now going to trade,
And then he'll be back.
and Hobbsy will have a big one.
No, no chance.
No chance,
No
mate.
chance, Pig Hobbs.
No.
As a big one.
Yep.
The thing is with English.
Why don't you just hold him for one more, though?
Because cover.
Yeah, okay.
So the
You've
worst
got to have
part
someone
about this
competent,
is.
Calvin.
The worst part about this is, I think you did the right thing because it was every chance to be the 1 week, and you had a guy that should have hit 70 minimum.
Yes.
But now I also think back to the advice where you said he missed 4 last year with
The
concussion.
Then another like glass half full type thing is that he's ticked all the boxes so far.
Right.
It's just they're umming and ahhing whether he plays this week. So
If it had been a Sunday game,
Yes,
do you think he
he
might have
plays,
been
yeah.
more chance? Yeah.
it had been in Melbourne.
These bloody Thursday night games, Roy.
Tell you what.
Back in my day, every game started at 2:00 on a Saturday afternoon. Wouldn't that be nice? Just have all the information, all games at 2:00.
God, no.
Bang.
Nah, spread her out.
Really? Just watch the replays later, Cal.
Yeah.
Just a different
Was it
time.
you say, if you don't want to know the scores, look away now.
Oh, I remember that. Wowee. Old.
Right. Calvin, was that a notification? What was that one
Oh,
from?
no.
No, that was clean.
All right, other news. So Max Gone, he was on the Channel 7 coverage, and he basically said, what did he say?
He said that he
He could be
well.
back this week. No, he said he could be back this week, actually, but it's looking like that'll be
It's a
round
no.
17.
He was
So-
pretty swaggy about it
Yeah.
too. Like, you'd sort of take confidence out of it, but there's no way.
Well, he hasn't had surgery on his Syndex.
Well, here we go.
So is
Oh,
that Syndex?
yeah.
Or is that just a sore ankle?
That's a sore
Exactly,
ankle.
dog. You are onto
Sore
it.
anklemosis.
It's
Yeah.
not sin.
Not
No,
Syndex.
it's a minor mistake. There was
It
no
is.
sin.
There's no big sin in that.
If you're not getting surgery, you haven't sinned.
No, exactly.
That's what I
So,
reckon.
which then gets us back to our Action Jackson.
Yeah.
So, we obviously need to trade him once he's
We
back.
do. The week of?
Well, I think it needs to be.
What
Or will
about
they,
this?
They'll ease Max back into it.
There's that.
Okay.
And
what is his
okay.
score with Max in the team, even if he is the number one ruck?
75.
or,
75.
or is that where we got that magical 80 number from? Is he an 80 guy now?
An
with
80
Max?
guy with Max if he's going to be the first banana.
Oh,
Why
no,
are you
he's
back
got
on
the
these
banana
bananas
tree
again?
back.
I've been looking at his laptop too much. That's the thing.
All right, it's a very serious issue, though, that
Okay.
we need to get back to here. Because do we go, this dude's going to potentially be coming off 2 120s. Max
Potentially.
gets named. Are we going to just jump ship straight away?
Yeah, it's interesting. So I don't think I will. I'm a guy. I'd give him one.
You'd give him one?
Yeah. And then I'll wait and see what happens.
So, all right, I'm just really
Right, we're right.
confused. Yeah, exactly. I'm really confused where to go with this then. Because what you said earlier, Dog, about Himmelberg, for example,
Yes.
you were like, well, even if he goes forward now, the confidence he's gained
Yes.
from
Yeah.
getting his hands on it so much the last couple of weeks, Action Jackson, he's a new guy now.
Yes.
Like, he's got a whole new ceiling.
We got him into our team for probably his best game of his career.
Yes.
Unbelievable. That's
And
high fantasy IQ.
Has it unlocked a few things for him? Like,
Hopefully.
So when he's been chopping out for Max, he's looked good and done bits here and there, but he did a lot the whole time.
Yeah.
So when he's in there now, he's going to be a different player. I
think so.
It's accelerated his development like 12 months.
So
it
you
feels
could
like.
hold him a week and
And look-
watch.
And then on the flip side, it's not the time of year when you want to hold and watch
No.
people. You want points.
We've got 8 rounds left, boys.
He
Yeah.
definitely gets one strike and he's out. 100%.
Yeah.
He doesn't get chances.
What would in your eyes deserve a hold on your watch week?
An 80 plus.
80 plus.
Yep.
That's enough for a forward at the
79.
moment, is it?
Boom, boom, cross.
Right.
Gone. I don't
Like your
tolerate.
captain
I don't
line.
tolerate 79s in my team.
No, fair enough. I just don't like your chances of chasing down the top 1,000 if you're going to be accepting 80s.
I agree. Yeah, I do hear you. I do hear you.
The breaking news segment's still going with a couple of other little injuries here. Jordan Boyd, ankle. Bailey Scott, a hip. Will Hamill, concussed. That looked like a bit of a shocker for him. The only thing is, Roy, your mate Parnell. I picked him up this week, mate.
Oh, I could have told you Parney was having a quiet week this week.
Oh, my God, it was more than quiet.
What, he didn't have 8 marks at half time this week? What do you have?
What do you have? I think he had a 20.
Yeah, 29.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
It's because of that bump he copped at half time last week. He's still recovering.
And Shane McAdam, ankle there. So there are a couple of Crows that will be a watch there to see what goes on. Now, a couple of other little news out of coaches talking about stuff. Danger ran 10Ks on the weekend.
Did he?
So
Fast?
Danger-like, I reckon it would have been. He will be back this week.
Right.
So we all thought he would have been back on the weekend.
Yeah.
Zorko will definitely be back.
Okay.
So he was very close to be playing last week. So they've got the Thursday night game, as we know, 7:20 for that start.
7:20.
You boys didn't hold the Zork, did you?
No.
No.
Magoo's news. We love a bit of Magoo's news. Cow?
Not overly, dog.
Why not?
Because you talk about irrelevant names.
Oh,
Well-
he's not going to start with one.
Let's go.
Let's go with Matt Crouch. Does he get back into the team after having 41 disposals, 3 marks, 6 tackles, 1 goal, 127 points?
Look, he's not playing there next year.
No.
What are they going to do with his value? Are they going to just try to sell him based on Sandful numbers then?
I don't know. Someone has a need for that.
It still is Matt Crouch.
It's Matt.
Ball-winning machine.
It's not a whole lot different to what he did in his All-Australian year.
No.
He wasn't exactly a big kicker back then either.
No.
He's only 27 or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
My goodness.
He could end up anywhere, but I reckon he goes. Anyway, keep going.
Nick Nat was back in the Waffle, 103 points. He had 17 disposals, so that's pretty decent numbers for him.
17 times more than what Jamo had. Jeez.
4 marks, 2 tackles, 2 goals, and 26 hit-outs. So a pretty good
heaps more
all-round
than
game.
Jamo.
So Jamo, see ya.
4 marks
Nick
is
Nat's
good for
back.
Nick.
That
Yeah.
is good for Nick Nat.
So
Yep.
he will be confident after that. In that game too, had Witho getting 111, old Greg Clark 115, but our boy Harry Edwards,
This is amazing.
he had a big game. 21 kicks, 9 handballs, 23 marks. He had
23 marks!
more marks than kicks. That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
that's amazing.
149 points for the former number 8 overall AFL fantasy.
23
Plus-
marks.
That's good, Harry.
21 kicks. That's elite.
It's a lead, all right.
All right, Lockie Hunter. He played another game in the twos, 112, 26 disposals, 7 marks and 6 tackles. Carmichael, the mid-season draftee for the Pies. Well,
I thought you were talking about Carmichael Hunt.
No.
Keep going.
Cal, because it's not 2011.
Yeah, I got that.
Judging by our teams, it's not far off. But anyway,
95 he scored. So he could be, he's knocking on the door. And McRae has said during the week, like,
Yep.
watch this space type thing about him getting a gig.
Okay.
right.
So, 24 disposals, 8 marks, 3 tackles. So he could be
That's
one
a
of
good
those
effort.
190K guys worth a look at soon, hopefully.
Yep.
And I thought we'd better talk about old Reece the Beast Matheson. He had a
Matho.
big day. 43 disposals for the Lions in the VFL, 145 points. So
Good effort.
Yes, that's a good effort.
you can watch all the VFL and Waffle matches along with live stats on afl.com.au and the AFL Live official app.
I want to play again.
I reckon I would have had a pretty good crack at the record. They were greatness.
She goes to the milk bar and comes out with 5 heralds and I'm on the front.
It has been a privilege and a pleasure to spend time with the Centurions, getting to hear their stories in their words.
It was just a buzz of a place to be.
Oh, it's exciting. You take that conversion rate any day of the week.
Subscribe to the Centurions wherever you get your podcasts and keep clicking back to afl.com.au and the AFL Live app for another instalment with the game's greatest goal kickers.
Nothing wrong with a bit of me time.
I love that.
All right. Tom Stewart is probably the big injury or suspension issue for the week.
Yeah.
So plenty of coaches got him. He's the most traded out player at the moment. It's a must trade. That's
Yeah.
your first thing. I guess the advice is just get to who you don't have at the top end.
I think so.
Dawson,
Top
if you
end.
don't have him,
There's plenty
he's
there. There's
D1.
How much is he worth at the moment, Tom Stewart? I'm going to check that out.
Right, check it
That
out.
would have been a good thing to write.
Because there's heaps of guys there. There's Doherty, there's Chippy, there's Sinclair, Dawson, Angus, if you want to go that far.
8:15.
8:15.
Right.
So 9:33 for Doc. So you got to try to get there.
You do.
If you don't have him.
You do. So I'm especially considering this time of year, I think it's time where we say you got to chase the big dogs if you're within reach.
Yeah.
Because someone like Doherty, like you can avoid that, but you're going to keep dropping 120s on your head every week.
Yeah, when you're talking about it, means captain option.
Yeah, listen to this one, Roy. So we obviously know his last scores. St Kilda are the 6th easiest for defenders to score against. Look what Sydney did to him last week.
Yeah, it's got loose back
Their
there.
top 3 scorers were all defenders. Lloyd had 141 with 9 marks. Florent, 115 with 12 marks.
Yeah.
Doc has a day out.
Yeah, he certainly
Lizard
will.
was good.
The
Lizard
Liz
was good.
even
He
had 97.
So the thing here, though, you actually, and I think you put it down in the notes there, Doug, you did too, you could chase value. 115,000 you get if you go to Lloyd, who's coming off a smoker.
Or 140.
Now
Top scorer for the week, wasn't he?
Now, that's like 90 more than he had the week before, though. So
Yeah, there's the thing,
there's
isn't
the
it?
risk with it. But that, especially if you had a little bit of cash sitting in the bank, that's almost, you can hit another premium up for, an underperformer, or even you might have one rookie
You've
lingering.
got a Dacos there.
Yeah, which you could dump that money on their head. So that's a play as well. I think you're right, though. You definitely want to go up to Doc or Dawson.
Yeah. So Doc and Dawson would be the 2 guys that you'd go for this week,
I think
wouldn't you?
so.
So, like, Crisp and Short, like, they're hard ones to sell if you don't have those to go to.
Crispy, he's only had one bet. He
Yeah.
had a shocker on the weekend.
He did.
But up until then, he had his lowest score in the last 10 weeks was like 99.
Okay.
So he plays the Suns. He had 130 on him last year.
Yeah.
Right. So you can go there.
Sorry, this
And he's
year.
actually got 3 easy matchups in a row.
I
So
just
that's
struggle,
fine.
and this is maybe a bad part of my fantasy coaching. I just struggle to pick up a guy that hasn't had a good score that week before.
Agree.
He's an exception to this rule.
Yep.
He has these every now and then.
Yep.
It's his second worst score for the year, but I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second bringing him in.
Yep.
He's got 3 weeks of power.
Would you
to
go
make up for it.
Dawson ahead of Crisp at the moment?
Yes.
Yes. Right. And with Dawson's matchup this week as well. So he's got Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne, number 1 easiest for defenders. And I know he's a wingman, but they still give up plenty of marks.
And he
He's playing
does
enough
float
in
back.
defence.
So-
I looked at the champion data tweet from last night about like players in positions and stuff, and he's listed as a general defender
Is he
by
really?
their stuff. So
He spends a lot of time floating back there.
yeah, good news if you like keeper league type
Oh,
stuff,
wouldn't it
because I
be?
would have thought people would be going, oh, he might
Lose it.
and just
Yeah.
be mid only next year.
So with Richmond last week against Melbourne, Daniel Rich, Kitty Coleman, and even Harris Andrews, which one? They had 30 marks between them. 30 marks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So he should have a day out. Instant reward. The other thing with Short, who's Short got this week? He's got the broken witches hat. The thing is with him,
the midfield role,
yes, there's that midfield role.
we don't want it.
He's
Isn't
not
that an
getting
amazing
that cheap
thing?
stuff. So last year against the Eagles, he went back-to-back 120s.
Yeah.
I just don't think he scores that as a midfielder.
He saved his score the other night.
Yep.
Late. Actually, he's done that a couple of weeks in a row. Late scoring.
Yeah. So he knows deep down.
He bloody oath he knows.
Yeah, right.
Pendles was another one I looked at as a bit. He was back.
God, he looked good at the end of that game.
Yeah. And is this the time for him to shine? They're pushing for finals.
They are. They're in good form.
And they want Pendles playing.
So what, they've won 5 in a row, and Pendles has been doing a lot of work in the midfield
Yeah.
in that time.
655.
That's cheap.
It's a bargain.
That's a cheap
And
Pendles.
I love a name.
Yeah, you do.
That's a name.
We
and a
often
half.
try to finish the season with the Pendles in our side.
We do.
Probably a decade ago, but,
Yeah, but we're not
but
afraid
now
to
he's
go
got
back.
defender status. So he could be a cheap one as well.
And it's just basically a straight swap from Dacos.
Yeah. Like if you
655.
have that sort of luxury trade or you don't
Yeah.
know what you're going to do this week and you've got Dacos sitting there at D6, you would be better off with
Pendles.
You can have a whole structure change going Tom Stewart to Pendles.
Yeah.
And then
And
that
then
can fix
fix
up
up
if
something
you
else.
Yep. It's a play.
It's a play.
It's a play.
It's Pendles.
The other
It's
little
Pendles.
thing that I guess we'll talk about is what our rucks can look like. So at the moment, that we talk about
How many trades?
we talk about the set and forget of Max and Grundy, and I think Holmesy was all about that, and then sent a message when we were doing that Twitter spaces on that Monday night, basically saying, set and forget the Collingwood and Melbourne rucks and going Jackson and Cameron. Like,
We've legit got the sidekicks in there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And my goodness,
So,
they are good.
They are very good.
I guess the question off that is how we have to. That's not going to sit in our team for the rest of the year. Grundy a month away.
Yeah.
I was listening to something on the radio when I was driving, and they said, Grundy had a bit of COVID last week, but he's still 4 weeks away.
A bit of.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
the way they said it was really weird, saying, that's going to put him back a bit, come back. Well, if he's 4 weeks away from a knee,
It's not going to put him
But
back.
anyway, right, we're going to have to come up with another
Cameron
plan.
has to go in a month.
When Grundy comes back.
So it's like the Action Jackson one, where we did mention before, he might get one more week, but they've got to go.
So with Cameron, he's another one. So we call it the Himmelberg effect.
Yeah.
He is never going back to the player that he was, where he just sort of, was even a whipping boy at times, and he'd chip in here and there. He is now regarded as a fair dinkum quality player, and he's never going to be happy to be that 40, 50-point guy again.
Different, though. Himmel's just more important around the ground.
You watch it? You watch Darcy at all?
Yeah, he's been good, but he'll just have to play as a forward.
I don't know.
But how are they going to fit that in with Cox, Cameron, and
Cox goes.
He has to.
He's got to.
He'll have to.
Yep.
Darcy Cameron, they rate his work something chronic.
Okay.
And the ability he's shown to take those marks down across in defence as well now, those intercept marks.
Yeah.
Like, how could you just sit him full forward sort of thing now?
Now I've got
Impossible.
a question, and I'm asking for a friend.
Right.
Do we think we will see Prusy this week?
Yes.
yes, he'll play.
This is typical Prus, though. He'll slip in the shower or something will happen.
Doubt.
He might play with Flinny, who Flinny's apparently available this week.
Apparently
They
so.
said during
want
the
him.
week it was 3 weeks.
Yeah,
he was
want
out
him.
for.
Yeah, no, he's not there.
No. So Flinny's a chance, but I doubt he'll play. I reckon the big Bruce dog's got it solo.
Oh, really?
And anything could happen to anyone.
Who are they playing?
GWS are playing Hawthorn.
Right.
Nice little matchup for the
Big
Juice.
day for him.
Oh, it's a one.
No one to worry about who he hurts.
That's
No,
right.
Well, gosh. You would not want to be named Ruck for Hawthorn.
Ned Reeves. Please.
Goodness.
Tell your story, Walkabout. He might hurt your mate Tom Mitchell.
Oh,
the
no.
midfield.
Stay away from him, Tom.
How was
Just
Tom?
don't go near that guy.
How was Tom for you this week?
Oh, Tom's role. You know what? We talked about Sam Mitchell and the effect he could have.
Yep.
And it has been real. It is not good at all. No. I actually wrote about it this week.
Oh, did you?
It hurt me to write.
Okay, fair enough. Message has got to be sent, Roy.
Yeah.
Downgrades. It's hard to find. Massimo
It is.
D'Ambrosio.
He went all right
had a
again.
50.
Yep.
52. He's got a break. He's got the lowest break even of players that
50.
hopefully
What do you
play
have?
this week.
52.
Yep.
Wow,
It's the-
twice as good as Hopsy.
Good
Pretty
maths. Good maths. Not quite twice. Bazo, he's got a 6 break even. 57 he had for the Weagles. But they were only playing against
bad.
Essendon.
50 more than Jamo.
Archer. So Jackson Archer.
He was good.
He was solid.
He was.
He had a 50.
Yep.
That's about all we're at.
That's right.
That's good, though, compared to what he was doing in the VFL.
That's right. Yeah,
He
yeah.
had 30.
Yeah, he was having 30s. Now he had a day out.
Big day
He
out.
did, didn't he?
He did.
All right. It is now time for us to look at the top trades ahead of round 16. Thanks to Toyota. Oh, what a feeling. Now, the most popular traded in players this week, Luke Jackson. Not too late to jump on board. It
It's
worries
not.
me, though. Like, Max is
Like, we're going to
on
get
the horizon.
Okay.
We'll get 2 good scores out of him.
Yeah.
Is it okay just to get him in for 1?
Is it too late?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, he's a bargain price.
Yes.
He's just come off 125. Got the lowest break even in history. You might have to trade him out after next week.
But we are at round 19. It is the silly season. You can do this sort of stuff.
Can you?
Yes, I'll allow it. Get him in.
All right. Jackson's at 1. Then you got Jack Stewart, who I love
Holy
as an
hat.
option to bring back. 10 tackles on the weekend. Elijah Holland's probably the placeholder there, as he has been for a lot of people at the moment. Archer. And Aaron Hall, who was also very good.
He was.
He could be another one of those defender options
Yeah.
that you could bring in for Stewart.
Yeah.
Knowing what he did last year.
Do we trust him? Or do
No.
you? Yeah.
But do you need trust at this
No.
time of year? Not a whole lot of it, do you?
Well, we're all launching into Action Jackson.
Exactly.
Hey, silly season.
So Aaron Hall is a better chance to last for a prolonged period than Action.
Yes.
Isn't he?
Definitely.
Yep, 100%.
The most traded out, Tom Stewart, Greg Clark, Sam DeConning, Ben Hobbs, Nick Dacos. Basically, apart from Stewart there, they're just time to go rookie type thing, and that's what it's all about. So we better have a look at our trades that we're planning at the moment ahead of round 16. So are we going to get an what a feeling out of our trades?
I definitely will, dog, because I am going where to old Massimo, as they say,
Yep.
and getting rid of Dacos, which a lot of people are, and I am going for Jack Sinclair.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I'm not, well, you know me, I could
A
go.
bit of a tag last week.
He didn't like it either. So I could. There are value options below Sinclair.
Yeah.
But you know me, Roy, no messing around.
No, I think he's a great pick, to be honest. I'm going Dacos to Chuggy, and Nick Martin is going to go to Doherty.
Oh.
And that actually
DPP
strategically,
switching for something different from
through
Detroit?
the utility, that actually gives me some cash next year because next week, because I've got some really underperforming premiums that are a massive handbrake in the midfield for me at the moment, and I could potentially get 2 up with some
Nice.
injury luck.
Love it.
Yeah.
I liked enough of Jack Steele in his game, and as well at the airport when I saw him yesterday, actually. He looked good.
How awkward did you make it for him?
Yeah, come on.
No, I just gave him a nod, and he goes, Coach of the Vaughan Dogs back. He's coming into my side for Jackson Haitley, and I'll also, because I've got cash, go Dacos to Lloyd. It's pretty nice.
You're doing it.
Imagine that.
48?
That's going to happen.
That won't be nice if he hits you with that 48 in your face.
He's only got 4 tons
You're
this
only
year.
as good as your last game.
Okay.
141, top scorer of the round. However, that's all going to come undone when English is out. And therefore, he'll become Mitch Duncan, I think it'll be. So it'll be Steele and Mitch Duncan. Duncan up against North Melbourne.
Sounds like a hammy.
Could be. That'd be my luck.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
All right, boys.
Let's go.
Let's go. Twitter time. Lots of questions. Can I trade Cripps for, Ben?
I don't know.
Look, you can.
You can.
He's averaging in the last 5 weeks, it's about 93.
Yep.
Now, in the first 8 weeks, he dropped under 120 on just 2 occasions, and one of them was an injury.
So something's not right, surely.
His ceiling has disappeared.
Yes. So why has he gone from a 1... He's 40 points worse a game.
Yeah.
Look,
why? I don't get it.
Look, he's a luxury trade guy.
Yes, he is,
If
and he can go.
If that's your biggest issue, and you can get up to one of the Uber premiums,
Be nice to get to a Jack Steele from there.
yeah, I think so. But on the flip side, he's got 2 nice games coming up.
Yep.
And he has got that ceiling. We saw it 6 times in the first 8 weeks.
Yep.
He might be okay. But I tick off the trade.
So do I.
All right, Rob, our spare parts guru. Have Marshall in the ruck. It was good.
He was very good again.
He was.
With Ryder out for the week. Wanted to shift English to him before last week, but, my other ruck nearly killed him. So if English doesn't get up, can I trade? Do I trade him to Took via DPP or hold again?
You trade him.
You trade. Yep.
It's just a lot of coin.
Look,
It is a massive lot of coin.
remember we spoke last week about Marshall and we were...
Took's a great option. That's the
Oh,
thing. Like,
of
he's
course.
very much a must-have, I think, for the rest of
Yeah,
the year.
definitely.
Good run home, too.
Yeah,
Great He's got
good
great
run home.
buys.
Yep, and
A
million
great final, sorry.
Yeah, he does. $1 million man too. Can't forget that. That's what he can do. Marshall, we said, how long is Paddy Ryder out? We tried to run it out because...
The 1 week.
Yeah, so Marshall was unbelievable, but he's back to ordinary next week.
He is.
Just like the click of a finger.
It's unreal.
Kai wants to know Bont, Himmelberg or Duncan?
Bont, Himmelberg or Duncan?
Can't believe Himmelberg's in a sentence
I know.
with
Yeah.
Bontempelli and Mitch
Look,
Duncan.
it's got to be that order.
I think so. Where do we sit with Duncan?
I think he can be good and solid good, like without probably exciting you too much.
Yeah.
He's probably good value at what he is, but kind of what
he
you're going
can
to get.
do, yeah.
What you're going to get from him.
So he plays North Melbourne.
Yeah, and
right?
that's what's
A team
exciting me
where
about getting him.
fair
That's
call.
Laird and Dawson and Keys all went over 110.
Yeah.
With Stewart out, does that
Stewart
help him
out,
to get a few more
he
of those
gets a
grabs?
couple of extra marks in that.
That's a very good point, dog.
So I like him. I think he's got to have a big fly home at the end of the year. Bont went 118 last week.
Bont's definitely the best of those
It's still
guys.
Bont.
I think it is still. It's the order that was suggested.
Bont, Berg, Duncan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
Do you feel like, though, do you think Himmelberg will be in your round 23 team?
I think he's as likely to be there as Duncan avoiding injury the rest of the year.
That's a fair call.
Yeah.
Pay it.
I hate predicting injury, and I'm not predicting he gets hurt, but there's a bit of history.
So Jason's got a similar question here. Duncan, Bont, or Taranto?
So you
can't do Taranto.
You can't do Taranto.
Not this week.
No.
And now he's going to get cheaper.
Some people launched on Timmy Time, chasing the name, and that's totally understandable.
Yes.
I get it. However, he was coming off a few weeks on the sideline with injury, a back injury.
Yeah.
He obviously wasn't 100%.
You could also say we hadn't seen him under his new coach, even though I was definitely one that has full faith in him having a good role once he's good to go. But it's Bont for me again. I'm very comfortable with people launching into the Bont.
Agree.
So Bont over Himmelberg, because that is another question that popped up here.
I think so. I think you have to also be a
Mitch.
little bit sensible.
See, I'm Bont over the Berg, but I'm also Duncan over the Berg.
Right.
Yep. Just because
You hate points.
I also think there's a little bit of uncertainty around the Berg.
And you're certain in Dunk's body.
Yes, I certainly am. He's played every game since he missed the very first one, and he's played every game since.
And what's his scoring been like?
So recently, 103, 73, 115.
Very solid.
That's solid.
I mean, it's not Berg.
It's not Berg solid.
Right, Jack, I've got all the rooks off field and can't believe it. But I might have a luxury trade this week. Who goes first out of Tom Mitchell, James Sicily, or Petrarca? I think Petrarca you hold now.
Yeah, I think
he was okay.
And Sick Dog. Sick Dog's
Sick
only
Dog
in
can hold
defence.
down
And he's a
decent.
defender. Yeah. You
So
can
it's
get
Tom
rid-
Mitchell.
You can get rid
it
of
is.
Mitchell.
Yeah. And don't blame Tom, blame Sam.
That's right.
That's the whole angle I'm going with this one.
Blame his brother.
Yeah.
100%.
Father.
So Sick Dog's going at 96 this year.
Exactly.
90 in his last three. As a defender, that's fine.
He's gun.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
No, it's Tom, which is ridiculous. And the thing is, you look at Tom Mitchell's break even, it's 122, and you go, oh my God, he's averaged more than that for a whole year before. But he has no access to those points at the moment. They don't even give him his little plus sixes.
88 in his last three.
Yep.
Got to go. That can go.
Yep.
Interesting here from the Carlton Blues. I have 670k. Matt Rao. Highs,
man.
Tigers, Essendon in the next three.
Look, he wasn't good last week.
78.
Yeah, that's
He
not
looked
enough.
better, like he was well over 50 at half time though.
What happened to him? He slipped back
Only
to
had 20 odd.
Rao of the
Earlier
season.
You know one thing about him at the moment?
Nah.
There's a bit
No,
of
you
media hype around his tackles. Okay, and he had 10, so he's had 3 weeks in double figures now. He's a tackling machine.
Can we give him some media hype about, hey, geez, he looks good when he takes marks?
Geez, he looks good when he picks the ball up. Yeah, I agree, dog. The answer's no on Rao.
How many marks did he have this week?
Oh, Roy. Oh, you know how many.
I do.
Donut.
Do not ask that question
not.
again. So he's saying Rao or Jackson, but Gine could be back as soon as next week.
In the
Yeah.
last 7 weeks, he's had 2 marks.
He says, geez, P.S., I can't do Bruce. Would you recommend anyone getting
Hell
Bruce?
yeah, I would.
Yeah, I would.
Only because you want them to ride it with you blokes.
No, you wait. Next week, I will be giving a +3 to Juicy Prusy. I can just feel it in my bones.
He's going triple figures.
2 right he is.
And hopefully avoiding suspension.
And hopefully hurting a few on the way. Did that come out? Right, keep going, dog.
Adrian wants to know here what he tries to do. Himmelberg.
Yep.
No.
Yep. All the way.
Doherty. So he's going to have some cash in the bank. Like Himmelberg will give him 375k. Doherty 182k. Hall 350. So he must have a fair bank to start with, whatever he's doing here. Or Bont 310k. So what you're saying is cash is no issue.
Yeah.
You're going to have some coin in the bank anyway.
Yeah.
Himmelberg or Doherty.
Doc.
Because you just go there.
Yep.
Hall, Doherty. Oh, geez, that's 170k.
Hall,
fair difference.
Yeah,
Still
Doherty.
Doherty.
Yeah.
Doherty is the number 1 most informed player in the game.
He is D1.
Going at 128 in his last 3.
So I think without absolutely wrecking your team, The minute you can click on players I can afford and Doherty's there,
and you're still going to be left with a fair bit of cash there.
You just launch because your season, the end of your year is going to be better watching the Blues with Doc.
Yes.
Yeah.
Josh.
You know what's better than one Doc? Double Doc.
Yeah, I know you can double Dock him.
You know what's even better than that? Jack Crisp. Double Doc.
He's got the double Dock and the double Dock.
Someone, 05. This is Josh. Legends. Who to get for Hobbs? Anyone. Forwards only. Thinking about Libba. Gets rid of one rook. Libba was looking good.
Yeah, it's a thing. So Libba is back in the guts. He's snuck down. He's been very fantasy friendly this year. He snuck down the forward line to get forward status.
Got his
and now he's
cheap.
in the middle.
Coming off 110.
Yep, and that's what he can do for you. So he can still hit a 70.
Yep.
But I think more often than not, he's going to be around that 100 mark for the run home.
He's got 108 in his last three.
That's the
So,
Libba.
and he's cheap.
He is. Yeah, he's a good purchase.
769.
Yep.
What do we see him doing for the rest of the year? It's got to be low 100, like your 103, 104.
And unique, Cal?
Unique. I could click on that and double check, dog.
That's what that little hint was for.
He is owned by... Where's that written, Roy?
Oh, look, you actually need to expand that.
I don't know. I can't find it.
Click on view full profile.
Yeah,
right, here we go.
Do you not know how to use the website?
I just never have a look.
You're one of those people that tweet me.
Oh, no.
He's owned by 8%.
Right. So, not highly owned.
Well, it means out of every 100 people, 8 people have got him. So, there you go.
So not many at all?
Not many.
No.
So if you were to get...
Less than 10 per 100.
That's right. If you were to get 50 people in a room and you went around and say, hey, do you have liver?
Yeah.
Only 4 of them would say yes.
Wow.
46 would say no.
Wow. There you go.
Would they? But what if they were all in the top 1,000? Would that make any difference?
They're not coming to my party.
Jordan, is Seb Ross a legitimate option? Last 4 scores have been good. Went big on Saturday, even with Jack still back.
Look, I play a decade prior to whatever season we're in.
He had 127.
He was the best player in the comp back when
he was.
I was peaking. No, not for me.
If you were in a room...
How many?
He's owned by 0.4%.
So how many people would that be for 100 people in a room?
Not even one, dog.
Wow.
Like half a person.
Arm.
Someone's arm.
Go, Rossi.
Is Dacos for Josh here? Is Dacos to Flostone an upgrade?
Oh, Flostone. We were talking about him at the start of the year. He had some great games.
Because I think he's got... So has Dacos got a good ceiling. But
yeah, he had a little hot patch as soon as he came back, and he looked like being one of the men.
So he had 119 last week, 101 in his last 3, 96 for the year.
Yeah, it's an upgrade. Yes, it is an upgrade.
Definitely is an upgrade.
But I want to be going to one of the real big guys.
The bigger boys. I agree with you.
Would you go Lloyd ahead of him?
I would.
Geez. Yeah.
I would,
just because you know what he's done in the past.
He's had 4 tons this year,
Yeah,
Lloyd.
I know.
4.
And he had 48 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
But Lloyd, I'm sucked into Lloyd.
I'm with you.
I considered bringing Lloyd in this week, and I haven't ruled it out. But
I'm not doing it.
No, I don't want to. But I pick him over Vlosten for some reason.
So for Chris, Whitfield, Hall, or Lloyd? Is Lloyd at the bottom of that pile?
Yeah, Whitfield's number 1.
Bottom mile out of those guys. Yep.
Hall?
Yep.
I'd trust Lloyd more than Hall for body. Hall, though, has that ceiling.
I think I'm going Lloyd before Hall.
Right.
You got to use some common sense, don't you?
No.
Maybe.
Hall was massive last year, though,
He's
wasn't
so
he?
big. And 124 last week.
Yeah.
All right, Elliot wants to know, do I trade Haitley to anyone or trade Tom Mitchell first?
Look.
Haitley's only getting your 70s and 80s.
Yeah, which is the same as Tom. But I still think I back Tom in if you...
Yes, agree.
For the week, and then it's probably Tom next week.
Agree.
Yeah. If you got to get rid of them both, you do Haitley first, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
And your team will look better because you've still got a pig sitting there.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the end of the day, at least he's got a snout when you're looking.
That's right.
Matty wants to know here, coach of Lads, who should I trade in, Guthrie or Petrarca?
So I'm Guthrie.
Yeah,
if you were tossing up between those two.
Especially this week, North Melbourne.
North Melbourne coming off 111, 126. Petrarca's not touching those numbers, and he had one good one. But it's Guthrie.
His value.
He is massive value.
It's huge value.
But for a reason.
I'm eyeing him off.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Gosh, I don't know what you're going to have to see to actually launch, to pull that trigger. One good game. One really big game and you'd go, wouldn't you? No, his value... Guthrie has the easier access to points at the moment.
He does.
Petraka's making it all look so hard.
Guthrie finishes the year with Gold Coast and West Coast. That's a handy if you're going to make finals.
It certainly is. The thing with the truck, they're not even giving him handballs in the goal square to kick a goal.
Who was that?
If he had got that extra +9, you'd probably say that score is enough to...
Because it'd be up in the 120s,
Yeah.
Greedy little fritch.
Matt wants to know, is Yo an option? That defensive role looks good for him.
You're the one that should answer this. You started a Twitter war with this comment.
He scored 80.
War?
He scored 80.
He looked good earlier.
You and a guy go back and forth about it?
I don't know.
It's a mini war.
That's what happens with
happens every weekend with him.
Someone wants to fight me just for the fact that I put a full stop on a tweet. That's what happens with some people these days. I don't know, but he is an option. He's cheap. I remember that one now.
Yeah.
Because he's going, surely such and such is a better option. That was $150,000 more. Like, I was just pointing out the fact that...
That's right.
600
cheap
under 600 grand. So anyway.
He's 579. He had an 80.
That was a funny comment, though, because I said, no, because surely such and such is safer. I said, so would Andrew Brayshaw be as well. But he's not under 600K.
Jeez.
He was rude, dog.
That was rude.
Don't do that to people.
I was watching the freaking Bombers.
He was angry at Hayes. Blame Hobbs for that comment.
They don't deserve me on social media if that's what you're bloody replying to me as. Bloody peanuts. I like dealing with you all day, Calvin.
Why didn't you block him? You should have blocked him. Should have given him big Yao Ming. Bang!
So, is Yo an option?
No.
No, he finished with an 80.
Yes.
If he had had a ton,
maybe.
Yes.
No. It's still a no.
At that price, though, if you are down, like this is another one. If you've got Dacos in your side.
Okay.
I like Dacos more than Yo.
Okay.
Personally.
You make a bit of coin, though, Roy.
You've met Yo, too.
I have.
He's a nice fella, Yo.
He was, dude.
He was
Your
a weapon.
mate.
He was a weapon.
Calvinator. Tick this off. Hobbs to Bont.
Tick.
If you're going DeConning to a 190K.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. That's a good trade.
Be awesome. Rhett, best forwards under 700K. More from Hawthorn. I don't think I could do that. That's what Rhett would like to do.
You can go and do it then. That's fine.
Yeah, just at this time of year, I don't like bringing in these guys.
So on something like that then, and this is, I guess, a bit of a strategy question, would you sacrifice going if you can't get to the guy that you want, how do you play that? Do you keep money in the bank for the next week until you can afford what you want to get?
I don't know. It's a pivotal part of your year, isn't it, when you do things like this?
Because you've only got 8 weeks left.
Yeah, and
that's
so
points on
you
field.
get more and you're probably stuck with him.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that? Is that enough to get your team in the position you want?
I don't like to plan too far ahead into the future.
Right.
I don't like to go, well, I'm going to save up some coin because next week I'm going to do this and then the week after I'm going to do that. Because a couple of injuries or a couple of people get proosed, then all of a sudden you're stuck with that cash and you just can't do it. I'm a week-to-week guy, Roy. You'd be surprised to hear that. A week-to-week.
Okay.
All right, last couple of... Oh, yeah,
and
sorry.
that's how you end up with Jamison.
Right
in your ruck department in round 14, 15.
Hey, I'll be back this week, mate. I'm choosing lunch next week. Don't you
Okay.
worry about that.
All right, good.
Matt, Luke Jackson or Mitch Duncan in?
Luke Jackson, Mitch Duncan.
Oh, man.
It's Mitch. It's Mitch Duncan.
Look, it has to be because this is such a unique situation.
Yeah.
I think he's only got one good game left in him.
Oh, it's so hard.
He might get us at 120 again.
Yeah, without a doubt, which is unbelievable value for that price.
He's only up
And he'll
against
go up
Riley
a heap.
O'Brien.
I know, it's actually an easier matchup. He had the hardest matchup for rucks in the game
It
last week.
should not have happened. And
for
that was a fair
125.
reason for people not to jump on as well.
Just looking at the matchup alone.
Yeah. Knowing that you'd have to trade him out in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, God.
It's Mitch Duncan.
It's Mitch Duncan.
I guess it is, but he'll throw another 120 in your head for under 600K.
So will Duncan, though.
All right. I think we're done. Cow, you look a little bit toey.
No, I'm getting ready to press the button.
You just want to go? Or
no, I want to press up. You know how you give me the responsibility?
I know. This is...
He got a notification,
I felt so nervous here today. I just hope that people are listening to this.
They are.
They're able to listen to it.
That's
good. And hopefully you're able to listen to us on Thursday night as well, because we'll be going AFL Fantasy Live on AFL.com.au and the AFL Live app. Make sure you download it. It's a good place, an easy place to listen to that.
We will be there. Don't worry about that.
I hope so, as long as old mate Candy doesn't hack into your computer, though, via Bigo, just because she wants to show you something, Calvin. Oh, my God.
All right.
I'm only 5K down the road.
You idiots.
Get your banana out. Rightio, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you.
So inappropriate, isn't it?
Wrap it up.
Some of the things that popped up there as well. A banana.
There's no bananas popping up. Wrap it.
Wrap it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. See ya.